I'm not into horror films. I don't like them.
Hi, Russell. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I came home this morning and watched some cartoons after seeing the film. I was like, whoa. But I do like this genre. Are you a fan of exorcism films and this subgenre of just scary films?
To tell you the truth, I'm not. I'm not into horror films. I don't like them. I watch, a big adventure film or a comedy or whatever way before I'd ever watch a horror film. I did see The Exorcist back when I was about 14, and about halfway through the film, the usher in the theater thought it was a funny idea to bang on the wall of the cinema with a broom. Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So I don't necessarily lean into horror movies, but I got caught up in this idea based on the history of the real man, Gabriele Amorth, that I was reading about. I just found him to be such a fascinating character.
And he was brave. Are there other qualities about him that you really admire?
I started looking back through his whole life. At 17, he goes to Rome because he believes he's been called to serve God. And the priest that he goes and talks to said, You're just too young. So he goes back to the same priest a decade later. And this time the priest says, perfect. And he goes to theology school. When he's 60, a guy called Father Candido, who was at that time the chief exorcist of the Vatican, comes to see him. He'd had no experience in that side of the church, taps him on the shoulder and says, Gabriele, you're the man to take over from me. And that leads to 36 years of being the chief exorcist for the Vatican. But it's one thing to do this job. The other thing is completely separate, is having the courage to document what you're doing. 12 books about his first person experiences as an exorcist. And I started to really admire the purity of his faith. So I just kind of got caught by it, and so I did the movie.
I think there'll be more. Pope's Exorcist, one, two, three, four, five.
We'll see. Every time I'm ever involved in a film where somebody says that, it never happens.
I've got good juju and I've got faith.
Okay,
So there we go. There we
perfect.
go.